Good morning and welcome to another session of WHITT session. What is a WHITT session? I'm so glad you asked. A WHITT session is a pop-up interview in a pop-up location with a surprise guest. But if you were watching my previous live, you already know. My special guest is a friend, a colleague, and now a client, Robin Sobomehin. Did I do that okay?
Very close.
Very close. Sobomehin of social credit repair and social credit coaching. And she is the guru when it comes to getting people's credit together. Robin is celebrating her 5-year anniversary. And what is so crazy, I was telling you off camera that I remember when you were making all these plans for your grand opening.
Yep.
That was 5 years ago, Robin.
5 years ago.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
But time flies when you're an entrepreneur, right?
Yes, indeed.
Having
yes, it
fun.
Does. Oh, my
so
God.
how has it been? Tell me what's going on.
It's been a crazy ride. It has been a crazy ride, and I'm loving every second of it.
I bet.
Yeah.
What made you go into credit coaching? I know it's a tough area, needed very much so, particularly in our communities. As we know, you got to play the credit game to be able to get the things you want in life.
Right.
It's just
That's
the way
right.
it is.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, my thing was I just really wanted to do something that would make a difference. And that's the honest truth. I needed something that felt right in my soul. And my thing was, what was it that I was able to overcome? Credit just kept coming back. And so many people that I talked to, they always say, well, I didn't know. No one told me. It wasn't taught in schools. It wasn't talked about at home. And so that's where I came in like, okay, I can make a difference.
Absolutely.
I know that I can make a difference because it's not just about the dispute process. We need to talk about how you got here and how you could never go back.
And how you teach the generations beyond that, because we'll touch on that in a second. It's also about generational wealth. I will say, shout out to my mother, rest in peace, but she was the bookkeeper of the family business, and she often talked about the importance of a good name and good credit. And so for those of us who went off to college, we're that number one target where they're like, sign up for this credit card. You'll get a free pizza. You'll get a t-shirt. We're like, t-shirt, yay.
Right.
And we were warned, like, do not get yourself into that type of cycle for starters, because later it will come back to bite you. Talk a little bit about when some of the clients you see and where they are in their credit journeys.
It's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate because especially when I look at young clients, like I get so excited. I'm like in mama mode, like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Don't do this, don't do that. I don't care if you don't sign up. You're going to listen to me. You called, you listened, right?
Right.
But a lot of times young people, they live in this moment, like right now. You know what I mean? So I need credit now. I got to worry about this later. No, you need to worry about this now. Because it's going to affect you later.
Yes.
You know, what you're able to do. So yeah, I mean, I see things, of course, from student loan debt, the type of debt that it feels impossible to pay back, you know, and all it takes, of course, and I know we'll get into that, but one late payment, and then it's going to affect how you moving forward for a very long time. You know, so I really continue to talk to my clients along the way just to help them understand, here's what you can do if you do certain things.
Absolutely. So did you at any point have any credit issues, or
Sure
were you
did.
always, okay, well then let's be transparent. What were your credit issues and how did you climb out?
Right. So it's so funny now that I think back, because I was like, I was so clueless. I had no idea. Number one, I wasn't checking reports because it's like, what's that? You know?
Right.
I thought that a 500 score was the average.
No, ma'am.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So then when I tried, I remember, I think it was like, I don't know what store, Macy's or JCPenney, like 20 years ago. And I applied for a card and I was denied. I'm like, I don't understand. She just got approved, like the lady in front of me. They're like, you're not her. You don't know what she's got, you know? And so I didn't understand why I wasn't approved. And so it really took that. But I remember I was a young woman and I needed a car. I didn't have credit, but again, I didn't know.
Not having credit is a bad thing, right?
And so the loan officer, he was so kind. He said, okay, you are approved. Here's what you can afford. Here's what you qualify for. Thank goodness he didn't put me in this, you know, it was a card that made sense. But he told me, he said, I'm going to give you one tip. If you do right by these notes, you're going to go buy a house one day. He goes, believe me, you're going to want to buy a house. And so for some reason that stuck with me. And I'm like, do right. So right means just pay the bill. And so, you know what I mean? So at least I knew that, right?
Yeah. Well, we're not putting your business out there. Let's just say she's not driving that little car anymore.
Well,
okay.
Yeah.
Your credit has done you well over the years.
Yes.
But I asked you that, Robin, because we want people to know about being transparent. Because a lot of times it's just like, how are you going to do my hair if you don't do your own hair?
Right.
How are you going to do my credit if you haven't been through what I've been through? And so that's why I just wanted to emphasize that. But there is a way out. I'm sure it takes patience and consistency, right?
It does. It absolutely does. And really what it comes down to is you deciding where you want to be. Mm-hmm. And when you decide where you want to be, then you make better decisions.
Yes.
The fact is, if I borrow something, I need to pay it back. Mm-hmm. I need to pay it back on time. Mm-hmm. That's it. And if you have that concept, then you're going to move further faster, and particularly with credit.
Now, there's this concept, and I am really anal. I'm sorry. I'm just really, really focused on paying bills. I'm a bill payer. I like to make the list. I like to check it off. Mm-hmm. I like to pay it early, and I like to pay it off. What's the downside of paying it off? Because I pay my credit cards off every month.
Well, I feel the same way.
Okay.
I agree. There is a small percentage of people that are in the 800 club. And when I say small, it really is a small percentage. Mm-hmm. Those are the people who pay their bills off completely.
Okay. Over
a course of so many years. If you follow this model, then you'll clearly be in the 800s.
Yes.
I think paying off is the best decision. There's this myth out there that says, you should always leave some money.
Yeah.
I believe the banks put that out there.
Okay.
Because if you leave money, that means you're paying interest. So who makes money off the interest? Not us.
Not me.
Right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So paying off makes sense.
Okay. Well, thank you. And I heard you on the air with Jeff Smith, and thank you for doing that interview where you all were talking a little bit about missing one time and then credit going down the drain, and you were saying something about a certain amount of points get taken off, or what happens when I miss one payment after all this good credit building I've been doing?
My thing is, I monitor credit reports like a mad scientist, right? And because I want to make sure that my theories are correct. Okay. You could be paying on time month to month. Your scores are slowly improving. Some people say, like, why is it not moving? I'm like stuck at like 780 or something.
You're like good right to there. Be stuck if you're going to be stuck.
Right. If you're going to be stuck, But still, you want to continue to climb, right? Mm-hmm. All you have to do is be late one time. And all that great hard work just like that. Because the higher you are, the harder you fall.
Yeah.
One late payment, you can lose 200 points.
It's like they're out to get me.
I feel like they're out to get me too.
And that's the other part of it, is that you got to make sure you write everything out or have some type of system.
Sure.
Because there are some bills that aren't due every month. I recognize that, and I like to have to put a reminder on my calendar because I'm like, I don't want to miss that. It's quarterly or it's annual. It's a renewal. And when you miss it, you're just my reminder to keep doing what I'm doing to stay on task. Yep. Now, for someone who we are in graduation season, and I absolutely love to see all of the parents posting, my baby, she did this, she's going off to school. Look in these cameras, all of them, and tell those young people who are headed out the door, like, I'm free. Step one. Some do's and don'ts.
So number one, stay home. You have no money, right? You need to stay home. But honestly, for those young people that feel like they need the freedom, they need, the independence and all this silliness, you know what I mean? Like, just be very careful. Credit at this point is not your friend, right? Because you're likely going to obtain debt that you can't pay back. You can't pay it back, it's going to ruin your credit virtually overnight. So if your parents are telling you to stay home, keep your bills nice and low, and just kind of follow what they have set in front of you, you really should pay attention to that. Okay. When you go to college, if that's what you choose to do, I think it's very important for you to walk away when you see all of those tables around saying, come sign up for this. No, that is not a good idea at all, unless you are responsible. You had the beautiful benefit of being talked to and explaining what that process looked like. So for a lot of us, we didn't have that. You go through those hard knocks, you need your credit, and then it's not available to you, and it's simply because of small mistakes that we've made. I would definitely say, don't get into student loan debt, don't take out loans that you don't need. And just be mindful, pay attention to where you are, because as we look at this world, you have to realize how big this world is.
Yes,
and, young people can't foresee that.
Mm-hmm.
We're older, we're looking at things thinking, if I only knew then what I know now. So we're telling you, no student loan debt, watch those credit card balances.
Yes. And I would even add on to the younger ones who may come across this video or their parents share with them, the scholarships are very helpful. So my ninth graders, my 10th graders, getting those grades together so that they will be able to go to school free. And then that's one less bill to think about when you get out, when we talk about student loans. I have 2 more, and then we're going to talk about your big day coming up this Saturday. Talk to me about why it is not a good reason to pay the minimum. All I have to pay, I had to tell my husband this a million times, it's only $20 a month. Like, no, he's got it now. But early in the marriage, I was like, you need to pay more than the minimum. You'll be paying this off till well into our 50th wedding anniversary.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, so I don't know of a number. Let's say you have a credit card that's $1,000 and your minimum payment may be $25, and you're like, okay, 25, I'm good. One, if that card is maxed, right? I'm just putting this scenario. The card is maxed, you're only paying $25. You're likely going to be paying that for like the next 5 years. You virtually can't use the card anymore because it's maxed, and you're just simply paying that. The interest rate alone is eating up that minimum payment. It will take you forever to pay this off. So
bite the bullet.
If you can pay more, pay more.
Yeah.
Simply put, you know.
All right.
Definitely pay more.
I just wanted you to say it, because if I say it, they're like, what do you know, PR lady? So I have the expert here if you're just tuning in. This is Robin from Social Credit Repair.
Social Coaching Credit Repair.
Social Coaching Credit Repair. The coaching piece is very critical, because that's what you and your team do. You coach us into better credit. All right. So here's something that you and I know well. When you say I do, and you merge lives, and you merge credit, and you merge incomes and things like that. What are some tips or your opinions on spouses coming together, and maybe somebody is trying to carry the other, or my credit's decent, yours is how does that impact our overall scores? Do you keep it separate? What do you do?
So let me just look at the camera. Honey, I love you.
I love you too, Terrell.
And look, and so way before the engagement and all that, I was like, what's your credit score?
Put that on your social media status.
So we need to talk about that. Where you at, sir? No.
Right.
But for families that get together and they merge debt, I don't think it's a great idea to have a lot of joint accounts. I just don't.
Can you say that again?
You don't need to do a lot of joint accounts. Not at all.
Okay. And we'll still love each other. We just don't have the same account.
Not at all.
Okay.
You know? And I mean, because it goes far past trust. Like, you can look at your credit different. Maybe you have some things on your credit and I can have some things on mine. We can have more. You know, so that's one way. But also the reality is, what if he's a shopaholic and you're not, or vice versa? What if he doesn't value paying bills on time because
your name is on it? It's like,
so now I got bad credit because you don't want to pay. No.
Oh my goodness. A woman after my own heart. This is like one of the best CWIT sessions ever. But you are really speaking and ministering to people, because we do have a tendency to say, I'll deal with that later. I want to buy it now. And not just the millennials and the young ones. It's like, I want that car. And if I have to pay double the interest, I'll just do it. And that just, to me, does not make sense.
It makes no sense. And I think that's what I can appreciate about social coaching, is because I'm giving you the truth. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You're probably going to be mad at me, but then you're going to wind up loving me in the end. Because if you call me and say, well, you know, I know my scores are in the 4s, but I need this BMW. No, you're not there. Financially, you might have a comfortable income, but your credit is not saying that. So we need to balance that. Before you go and, you know, do those foolish things. It's not smart.
So there's somebody watching who wants your help. How do they get with you to get help?
Absolutely. So one, of course, you can contact us. I do 15-minute free consultations to just go over exactly where you are, what your goals are, what it is you're really trying to do. I feel like in order for me to help you, I have to know your story. You know, I got to find out what your goals are, and we can go from there. But you can also sign up online at My Credit Life, and that's life with a Y. You can sign up online, put all your information in, and from there, we would have that conversation again of what's going on and how I can truly assist you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make sure we add those to the comments. Without giving any names, I do know someone with whom I'm very close and admire a lot, who used your services at one point and has come a long way and is now a homeowner. And I think that she or she would probably attribute some of the things that you helped with to getting to that point.
I appreciate that.
And so you are making an impact. You are changing lives. And now on to Saturday. So this young lady reached out to me to tell me she was having an extravaganza of a celebration for 5 years, which I just couldn't believe it. I just kept looking at my calendar like, did she get that right? But you would know your own business. And so I am so delighted, all of us, our team, we're so excited to join you this coming Saturday in celebrating your 5-year anniversary. But you are pulling out all the stops. Tell everybody what's happening Saturday at the Dean and Barbara White Community Center.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about, this is like our version of our red carpet event. It is going to be so huge.
So I have to get cute?
You got to get, well, I know that's not going to be a problem. Okay?
Not a problem. Check, I understand that assignment. Okay.
We are so excited, and we're still telling folks, like, it is, when I say limited, it's like I'm looking at this like, we're there.
I only sent it to 40,000 people. I'm sorry, just a few of my friends.
I appreciate you for that. I do. We've got a very special guest, the host from the Apollo Theater. He will be at our event, and he's just an amazing person. We spent a lot of time in New York, and we met him there, and he's like, I'm there. Let's do it. So,
that's going to be great. So he's got to sit down with me. We got to hit the red carpet and chat it up. And so will he be performing? What else can we expect?
Yeah, so he will be performing.
Because he's a singer, right?
Yeah, he is. He has an amazing voice. He's awesome. He's awesome. The food, of course. Food is very important for me, so we got to make sure the food is on point.
Girl, you already know. That's a whole ministry in itself. Foodies unite.
Yeah, so we're going to have that. Reserved seat. So we're really doing it big. I mean, just a few other things that we want to do as far as giveaways. In light of being at our 5-year mark, we definitely want to, acknowledge the community, because the community has helped us to get to where we are right now. We just, and I didn't even get a chance to tell you this, so I'm super excited, right?
Tell me.
So after all this hard work and dedication, things just happen to just fall in certain ways, the way that they should. And so we have been inducted into a very elite club. We have, can I say it? Drum roll.
Drum roll.
Yeah, so we just got this email, like we were like falling out doing cartwheels, right? So we have been inducted into the Millionaires Club.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Whoa, congratulations.
Yeah. So,
let me touch mine. Yes, that's what it comes from. Building credit, building wealth, and working together.
Yes,
and I recall you and your husband came to my 3-year anniversary of my business, and I want to thank you, because looking around at the people in the room just let me know the circle that I'm in of people who are determined to build their businesses and grow. And I'm going to work on that email. I want to get that email one day too. So what does that entail? What is the honor and benefits?
So it's so cool, because, like, long story short, when I first heard about, let's just say, this club, so to speak, it was so male dominated.
Right.
Like, it was just, I mean, I saw just like sprinkles of women, and I thought then, like, no.
Right.
I want to be a part of that too.
Exactly.
Why does it have to be all these men ruling everything, right?
Yes.
So please, just a lot of hard work, and because of that, I mean, there's a huge status that comes with that. So you get this wonderful plaque with your name on it saying, like, yep, millionaire status. Like, oh, for me.
Yes.
Okay.
You put in the work, get your plaque.
That's
Ooh,
right.
I'm so happy for you.
So it's really cool. Very excited.
Well, congratulations. That gives us more reason to celebrate on Saturday.
Yes.
Can you give the details of those limited tickets, how people can get them?
Yes, I suggest they call today. No. So you can, of course, reach us at our phone number 331-201-9881. Cash App. We're doing Cash App and Zelle.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I know your information is
Yes,
listed on there.
they can inbox me and I can connect them over, all of those things. So I'm wondering though, Robin, should I send out the last e-blast or no? I don't know.
I mean, it's going to be a party, so.
I'll go ahead and do it, and they can roll the dice to see if they can make it in there on Saturday. Doors open at 5?
Doors open at 5:30.
5:30.
5:30 to 10. And I forgot to mention that one of the things that we are doing is giving away a few credit packages.
Okay.
So a few people will be winning several months of free credit repair.
Oh, now that's a benefit in itself to just come and be able to win, to sit at the feet of the Credit Millionaire Club master. I would be remiss if I did not let you give a shout out to your other half, who again runs and helps with the success of the business.
Exactly. So we are partners in this business 100%. I mean, he is, I'm not just saying this because of my husband, but he is just so dedicated and so focused and just like all in it. Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of times when folks see the billboards, they just see me. They're like, okay, she's doing this, she's doing that. Mm-hmm. I'm like, no, this is a partnership.
Yes.
Yeah, completely. So Tyler, thank you, baby. Yeah.
Oh, so wonderful. You have been watching another WHITT session, which is a pop-up interview in a pop-up location with a surprise guest. I like to call her now. This is Robin, the credit queen of social coaching, credit repair. And we are celebrating 5 years this Saturday at the Dean and Barbara White Community Center in Merrillville, Indiana. I'm so glad I'm going to be in town. I was on the fence. Yes. I knocked that little Myrtle Beach thing out. It was nothing. No, it was everything. But
I know it was.
I didn't know which weekend we were going. But once we made the date, I said, I can go to Robin's event. So we will be broadcasting live on Saturday evening. But I would say do one better. Don't watch my live. Meet me there. Yes. Meet this wonderful queen who is making a big difference in our community. And that's my whole thing. If you're doing it and you're doing it for our people in Northwest Indiana and beyond, do you service clients outside of Northwest Indiana?
Yes, absolutely. We got clients in most states.
Okay. Yeah. I want to make sure they know that because people do watch from other states. Please connect with Robin and then get your tickets for Saturday night. They're $15 in advance. $25 at the door. And I always say, don't get embarrassed at the door. Where the fire marshal's like, no. Cut off the line stops here. So I would say take care of that today. Robin, can I just say in front of everyone how proud I am of you, how much I admire you and your husband and look up to you for what you are doing. Please don't let anybody or anything stop you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right, everybody, you have an amazing day. I've been your host, Chelsea Whittington, and we'll see you next time.